Good morning. Good morning. It's a pleasure to welcome all of you who have chosen to be with us today. And we know who you are. You are a child of God. Isn't it wonderful to have that knowingness within us and that we know it? There's no shadow of a doubt. And so we're going to have a wonderful time today. We have the Reverend Phil Pearson join us today, and we have some of our regulars here today. And we're just all joined together and being united. And I want to start our song with singing the I Am a Radiant Life of God. And it's on page 183 in Inman. If you can boost that up, we'll play it and sing it together. I'll be careful to mute myself. Well, maybe I won't. Maybe I'll sing along because when it's recorded, people don't know what the words are. And you know how I feel about words.
I am the radiant life of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. The peace of God, the joy of God, serenity, harmony, rhythm of God. I am the wonderful love of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am. The light of God, success of God, prosperity, happiness, light of God. I am the wisdom and power of God. I am, I am, I am.
I was so tickled to find that on YouTube, actual Unity Church singing that song. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. The health of God, the strength of God, vitality, energy, vim of God. I am the radiant life of God. I am, I am, I am. And the second verse is I am the wonderful love of God. And the third verse is I am the wisdom and power of God. What a vibrant way to start our music today or to continue our music. And you know, with me, things get kind of shaken up a little bit here and there, and the order isn't always the same as it is, but that's good for us to not get stuck in a rut. But going back, I want to express today the importance of today's daily word. It's just a beautiful one. And all of our songs today are going to reflect this, the two words, I am. I'm going to read it, including all of this, because when I read it in the first person, I feel like I'm excluded. And I know that this is true for all of us. We are a living expression of God. In the book of Exodus, Moses asked God his name. God responds, I am who I am. I am is the nature of the divine presence within all of us, a reminder of our spiritual nature. Sometimes we may forget our divine identity by thinking of ourselves as weak, incapable, or unfortunate. If we have spoken disempowering words about ourselves, we release those thoughts and stop using those words. Each time we say, I am, we strengthened our awareness of the truth of our being. I am, or we are, God's life, love, wisdom, and strength, expressing uniquely as each one of us. As we pay attention to our thoughts and words, we are able to recognize and release limiting thoughts more quickly. Our awareness of my true identity and your identity grows stronger and stronger. Isn't that beautiful? I just love that today. We are living expressions of God. And that comes from Matthew 16 and the 15th verse. He said to them, but who do you say that I am? And I guess that's the big question, isn't it? Who do we say we are? What do we claim? And going back to what I had overlooked was saying our affirmation. And together we say, there is only one presence, one power, one love active in my life, God the good, omnipotent. And for our friends and loved ones, we say, there is only one presence, one power, and one love in you, God the good, omnipotent. And for our congregation, we claim there is only one presence, one power, one love active in this ministry, God the good, omnipotent. And for the whole world, we claim there is only one presence, one power, one love active in the universe today, God the good, omnipotent. Wow, that is so powerful, so powerful. And now we can move on to the next meditation song, which is on page 322. I am free, I am unlimited. Oh, thank you, Emin. Thank you, Lemon. I said lemon, I mean Emin. And I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now, right now. I am free. I am unlimited. There are no chains that bind me. I am free. I am unlimited right now, right now. And that is just so beautiful to know that. And I still see that other screen up. I don't know what that means. There we go. I don't get to see all of you today. I'm using my little iPhone, but that's okay. Well, as we move into this time of meditation, it's going to be a little bit different today because I'm drawing upon my past to reflect on where I have come in this journey towards unity. Today is in our world known as Pentecost Sunday. That was an event that the Jews celebrated the feast of the Pentecost, and Pente means 50. So Pentecost came 50 days after the Last Supper. And today I got a wonderful email from Mark Hicks. I want to share this with you because it shows how we can grow from our past into our present day. And he talks about this topic. He sent it to me, but it was actually written by M.H. McKean, Kean, and I don't know his background, but the title of this article is called A Perpetual Pentecost. And he says, without a Lord's Supper, there can be no Pentecost. He says, there are several things we can learn from it. And I also want to say that he wrote this in 1933. And in 1933, both of my parents were ministers in Hollister, California, to two different Pentecostal churches. My dad spoke at one and my mother spoke at the other one, but she had to do it in high heels and take care of her firstborn son at the same time. So you'd appreciate my Pentecostal background. But here's what this M.H. McKean says. There are several things we learn from Pentecost. Number one, Pentecost is a ripening of what is planted at the Last Supper. Two, Pentecost is experienced as a union of subconscious, conscious, and superconscious phases of mind. Three, the union of the three phases of mind causes spirit to descend into soul and body, releasing spiritual power. Number four, metaphysically, and this is of course important to me now, this release of spiritual power awakens our 12 powers corresponding to the 12 apostles. Number five, the greatest impact of Pentecost is the transformation of human relationships within the faith community. Number six, our faith communities overcome distinctions of gender, age, culture, and race. And going on, I'm sorry, I'll repeat that. Our faith communities overcome distinctions of gender, age, culture, race, language, ritual, wealth, and social rank. Number seven, we are spiritual realities beyond the physical world. And eight, we become a people of blessing and peace. It says these statements are a spiritual roadmap. Getting to number eight, becoming a people of blessing and peace, begins with number one, Pentecost. And Pentecost doesn't just happen. Pentecost is a ripening of what is planted at the Last Supper. This is Pentecost Sunday. It's perfectly valid to reflect on the state of our interfaith community and how Christ's nature may be guiding our 12 powers. But my experience is that if I really want to understand what's going on inside of me, I can take a look at what is going on outside of me in my relationships with flesh and blood members of my faith community. What have I planted? What hidden agendas and unsettled grievances lie below the surface of my subconscious mind? What notions of spiritual elitism float in my superconsciousness? How do I defend my judgments of others with my justifications? What has come to fruition? To be honest with you, he says, I have found that my faith community a safe place. I can do that reflection, learn better ways, ask for forgiveness, and decide to change. And I look to the present reality of Jesus Christ and the fellowship of my faith community to guide my way. As Charles Fillmore said, we are not a church or a sect, but a place where the students of Jesus gain a spiritual understanding of the words of Jesus, the parables of Jesus, and the rites of the church. We baptize not with water, but with spirit. Thank you for indulging me as I shared my past and my present with all of you. And now it's time to turn our service over to Reverend Phil Pearson, who has a message for us today.
It looks like Phil's not in the meeting.
Catherine, are you calling them?
Well, we can certainly take this time to sit in the silence while we wait.
Esther,
Yes,
I'd like to just make a comment. Last night I was watching PBS and they did a special on heartfulness meditation. And I just happened to look at my last week's notes from Phil, Reverend Phil. And he says the first activity in our fetus is the heart.
Yes.
And second is the brain. And humans use brain to analyze.
Yes, that was wonderful, Lucy. Thank you for stepping forward with that. Well, it's still something I think I'm still learning and growing, and it's wonderful thing that we haven't arrived yet. We're still here with work to do.
It's ongoing, isn't it?
It is ongoing now and forever. And I was listening to Wayne Dyer during the night, and he too was talking about it and how we're just learning and growing, and
Yeah.
our bodies keep regenerating. We keep getting new bodies in this lifetime.
Yes.
But we're a different person than we were as a 2-year-old and a 4-year-old.
Or
And
how about 40 years old?
yes. And our life is still unfolding in such a beautiful way.
That's nice. Unfolding, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
Because spiritually, we are who we are. And as Phil said last week too, we are spiritual beings in a physical body. And
Yes.
so many times we put so much emphasis on the body,
Right.
but the body is ever changing.
I know. It's a work in progress. So,
Yeah.
so is our spirituality, really. Yeah.
Yes. Yes. Thank you so much for your inputs. It's nice to hear from you.
So
Thank you.
we have Phil calling.
I do
in. We
follow
won't be able
all
to
this,
see his
yes.
face, but we will be able to hear his lesson. So hang on for a minute more. Thanks.
Thank you, Catherine.
Yes, and about that meditation, it was saying that it doesn't matter how old you are, you can learn more about how to do it and whatever. So
I think that's why
special.
that's why we're still here.
Yeah. When all else fails, go to God.
Yes. Open my eyes that I may see, open my mouth, open my hands, be open to the leading of Spirit.
Right.
To your point about meditation and growth, I feel like I wish I knew back then what I know now, how much smoother my life would have been, how much less struggle, if I'd just known these truths that we've learned, we continue to learn, continue to grow, continue to love and express love. Yeah.
Great, Claudia.
I guess maybe it's for us to learn. I don't know.
Yes.
Life. Yeah.
Well, stagnation isn't good.
No.
For those of you who have joined us, we're waiting for Phil to get back on the line. So you got the Lucy and Esther show.
It only takes 2 or 3 and he's a blessing. Yes. Well, we're mostly water, so like we talk about in unity, circulation is so important, of everything. And we need to keep that water moving. We don't want it to get stagnant.
Well, that's what Phil talked about earlier, a few weeks ago, about the flow, or was that Marty? I know, one of them. Yeah.
Yeah, it's talking about the flow, and just when we always say let go and let God. But then we keep damming things up. We get in our own way sometimes. At least I do.
Oh no, we all do.
Yeah, I get ahead of myself sometimes, like I did today.
Well, that was beautiful what you recited about the Pentecost.
Well, thank you, because it's such an important part of my family.
Yeah.
My tribe. And when I moved from that to unity, it was like, I was so glad that in that piece, what did he say? We are not a sect or a church. We're students, Yes, we are not a church or a sect, but a place where students of Jesus gain spiritual understanding of the words of Jesus and the parables and the rites of the church. And so that's what's so beautiful about unity, is raising up all of these different denominations, all these different religions into a knowingness that we're all one.
Mm-hmm, mm-hmm. Yeah, they're never threatened by hearing other faiths. I know
No.
through Unity, I got to listen to Hindu men, what do you call it, Hindu priests and all the different, they would come to visit, and talk, and we say, hey, we're really all the same, aren't we?
Yes. And last Wednesday, I got to meet a Hindu. I don't know if it's a Hindu or he wasn't Buddhist, but he had studied in China,
Yes.
and he became. He talked about yoga, and he talked about, oh, what was the other, chi, and he talked about feng shui, and he talked about all these wonderful things. And we had a Spanish. He was from Mexico, but had studied in China, and we had an interpreter there.
We're
And
still
the three of
working
us.
on it, but it looks good. Phil and I are
Okay.
in contact, so it should be just a minute more. I love technology.
Yes.
Sounds
love
like a
you.
fascinating meeting you were at last week.
It was a vegan meetup, but a lady that lives in a yoga community, a sharam or hashram, I don't know how to say the word, here in Sacramento. She brought him as a guest from Mexico, and
Oh,
he just travels as a pilgrim. And as we talked, we had these big smiles on our face, and we said, "We're all one. It's just one." And he was in total agreement with what I was saying, and vice versa. And the Mexican interpreter was doing a fantastic job. It was just very exciting time.
mm-hmm.
So
Fascinating.
there are many different tongues out there, but we have interpreters now.
Yes, yes.
In fact, at my granddaughter's graduation on Friday, they were using technology to announce the names of every graduate that went across the platform.
Wow.
And there were people from every nation around the world there with unusual names. And the announcer was able to do it perfectly. And we think it was through AI.
I was going to say AI probably does that.
So there's good things about AI to get your name pronounced correctly. Yeah. What a blessing that would be.
A lot of times what they've been doing at recent graduations is they have you write your name out phonetically so that anybody can pronounce it theoretically.
Oh,
they did at my
thank you.
graduation.
Is that Emmon saying that?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, well, that was that's what happened, because she said it perfectly without hesitating and everything. So that may have been what it was, or someone wondered if it was AI. I don't know for sure. I'll have to ask my granddaughter, but
Mm-hmm.
yeah.
What school was that?
California State University of Sacramento.
Okay.
And I graduated 44 years ago. And they actually had people come across the stage that graduated 50 years ago. And
Oh, wow.
each one gave a sentence of advice to the new graduates. It was beautiful.
That's great.
And then my great nephew is graduating today from the same university, but there were over 9,000 graduating. So they had to split it up into 3 days. So he had his at 8 o'clock this morning.
Wow.
I had to think about this, but I graduated from Sac State 50 years ago.
You could have been the only woman in the line. You could have been in the lineup today for Dragnet.
Well, I could have said something about that, huh?
Yes.
The rest of those women.
So how come I'm older than you and graduated more recently? How'd that work, Claudia?
I don't know. I went straight from high school. So
All things possible.
It was a long road for me. I was married and divorced and had 2 kids and had my parents there. But in the
for one more time. Anybody know any good jokes?
Yeah, I've got one. 3 ministers from 3 different congregations got together to decide how they determined what would be their salary and what belonged to God. And the first minister said, well, I have this line across the carpeting in my office, and I take all the offering and I throw it up. And he says, whatever lands above the line belongs to God, and whatever lands below the line is my salary. And the second minister said, well, mine's kind of like that. He said, only I have a circle. And so he says, I throw the offering up into the air, and whatever lands in the circle belongs to God, and whatever lands outside of the circle belongs to me. Well, about that time, there was a Jewish rabbi with them too. And I know this won't be offensive because it's just a joke, but they said, okay, tell us how you do it. And he said, well, he says, I kind of do it like you guys do. He said, I just throw it up in the air and tell God to keep what he wants.
Still working.
Still working. Well,
Oh, what happened?
For those of you coming in, Phil fell off the call and his computer is saying he's offline for some reason. So we have him calling in. Oh no, here he is again.
well, we appreciate our board chairperson being with us today to handle this. She does it with grace, even though we don't have Eric Grace, and Emmett is so wonderful too, working in the background to make it all happen. But everything's in divine order. See, that's what's so beautiful. I mean, we get nervous sometimes and get anxious, but the scripture says, be anxious in nothing, in everything give thanks, for this is the will of God concerning you. And perhaps that's something we all need to learn when diversity comes, or diversity, or whatever that word. We just know that we are all one in God, and that he's working out his perfect plan in our lives. We just don't see the end from the beginning. Well, Lucy, would you have something else you'd like to add? Or Claudia?
Just finished Anne Lamott's new book, Forever, which is about love and about her life. And she said, and I thought this was interesting when Lucy was talking about the heart, the farthest distance is the 10 inches from your head to your heart. So think about that.
Whoa.
Farthest is, because we always want to go to the head. We always want to intellectualize. And yet it's the heart that powers us through.
Yeah.
Through our meditation and our thoughts of, I was thinking today, I was doing a meditation, I was focusing on love, and I thought, wow, I'm flipping really quickly here between love and gratitude. Love and gratitude. It's hard to focus on love and not end up in gratitude. And it's
Yeah.
hard to get to gratitude, be in gratitude, and not think, I want to share this. I want to share this and think love. So there's my thoughts for the day. That was my
Yeah.
meditation.
Yes,
Well-
I think there is a strong desire of wanting to share all of what we have learned and gained. But, it's just sometimes we have to hold our tongue for the right timing.
Oh, are you
And
thinking of your grandkids now?
no, I'm thinking about my vegan community. I want to just wake everybody up and say, go vegan, but, we cannot, it's all spirit work. It's all spirit work.
Exactly.
All spirit.
Exactly. You
Yeah.
cheat people from their path, I
Yes.
said about my kids, gosh darn it, why don't they listen to me? I've worked so hard to get to where I'm at. They'd only listen, and then I think, I'd cheat them from their path,
Yes, that's excellent, Claudia. Not to cheat somebody from their path. Why steal their thunder, or steal their opportunity, or their learning their foundation? Because we can't grow if we don't have a foundation.
Right. Right.
Wow, so it's idle words to say, I wish I knew this then, because it wasn't the right time.
No.
I met a man years ago. He was a top physicist for the Navy, and we all admired his reputation, and we sat around him like he was Jesus, listening to him talk. And what did he say in the end? He says, it took me a lifetime to realize it's all about love. All about love. So when we keep talking about love, what do we mean? We mean from the heart. That's where it comes from. And this meditation last night was interesting in the sense that it says when you do meditation now and you do it with a heartfulness, it changed your perspective or your perception of your meditation. Now you're thinking about your heart when you're doing it. So I
Mm.
like that. Mhm.
Yes, that's beautiful. It's so true. I think it was in the Course of Miracles that they used to say, no matter what the question, the answer is love.
Love is the answer.
And it works. You know, when you spread love, like you say, to gratitude, that's love. And people respond, you know, because they sense the heart.
Yes.
Well, and I'm also going to say that sometimes it's not easy to love somebody when they do crappy things, but you can offer compassion, which is a really powerful form of love. You
That's right.
you can experience or see somebody doing something really crummy, even to you, and think, what happened in their life that that's what they're giving? Why are they a bully? Why are they doing mean-spirited things? I can't love that person. I'm just going to be honest, but I can offer compassion
Mhm.
for what happened to them in their life that they cannot express.
But then that compassion is another form of love.
That's
Yeah.
right. And that's the one I
Gratitude.
can go to the easiest
Yeah.
Yeah. I
if
think
I'm being threatened.
well, that's what Phil talked about last week too. We love our children, and no matter what they do, we
Mhm.
always will love them. We may not like something that's happening, but them, the love mother connection is there. And the same thing with what's going on in the world. We may not agree with certain things, we may not understand certain things, but what helps me most of all is when I can look at somebody that I am a little bit at odds with, and if I can say, I behold the Christ in you, then my judgment falls away, because who am I to judge that whatever they're doing is outworking the best in their life or not?
Mhm.
I can't judge.
Yes.
And that's where trust comes in.
That's where faith comes in.
Yes. And peace and patience and long suffering and gentleness, all of the fruits of the spirit.
Be kind.
Be kind. It's that simple, isn't it, Lucy? Be kind.
Wow, let's send Phil healing thoughts right now because he's probably feeling pretty stressed and maybe a little bit embarrassed or frustrated. So let's just send him some really good healing thoughts and just know that all is right in his world too.
Thinking of that song, I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river in my soul. I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river. I've got joy like a river in my soul. Peace, peace, wonderful peace, coming down from the Father above. Sweep over my spirit forever, I pray, in fathomless billows of love.
Okay, Phil has given up. So I apologize to everybody. He will speak next week. So we'll have him again next week, but we're gonna have to try to find some computer help for him in Reno. So sorry, apologies, but we did try to get him on a number of times. But I know being in that same situation, how stressful it is, as Claudia said. You know, it's really hard to even do what people are telling you to do. You're so stressed that you're not being able to, deliver what you said you'd do. So if we want to close out, Esther, and thank you, everybody who kind of contributed their thoughts and jokes and best thoughts while we were waiting. Just keep thinking about how good this technology is. So go
And
ahead.
can we say thank you to Catherine and her family for trying so
Yeah.
hard?
And Emin.
Thank you.
Thank
Yes.
you. Thank you.
Everybody. All right, Esther.
Yes. All right. Well, let's say our prayer of protection. Oh, wait, we have to sing one more song. We have time. It's on page 346 appropriately. I am ready for a miracle. All is in divine order. Go ahead, Emin, if you are able to put up Sharon playing the piano, and we will sing page 346. Now, if you all turn to your hymnals, we can all sing together.
You're muted,
I-
Esther.
Oh, okay. That meant that I was singing out full blast. I said, I'm just going to sing out full blast. And here I was unmuted. And that's another miracle, isn't it?
I loved your singing before.
Oh, thank you. Thank you. Well, it was another miracle that I got muted and I got to sing out full blast and not lip sync and pretend like I was singing. So it was a miracle. And I trust for all of you today that you will go forth and enjoy the miracles that are in your life each and every day. And thank you for coming and being here a part of this miracle service today, where we know we are who we are. We are the I am. We have the spark of the divine within us. And whether we sing, I am unlimited, or I am a radiant life of God, or I am ready for a miracle, we are part of the I am, and you are as well. It is wonderful. So here we go. And you all are regulars and so forth and so on. And you know how to send in your offerings and share your prosperity with this ministry. But most of all, your spirit. I mean, having all of you here today was just beautiful. Thank you so much. And maybe that will be something in the future where it will be a congregational participation.
I'm gonna say congregational chat.
Congregational chat. Why not? Why
But
not?
I want to say to Ruben, I didn't see you all singing. So if you need a hymn book, email us and the board will be happy to send you one. We've got a plethora of them. So
Oh, that's wonderful. Yes, I would love the miracle for me would be for us all to be able to hear each other's voices as we sing or have the words and the hymnal there together. There's just so much more power in the vibration of music in our bodies. And so, do you sing at home, Claudia?
you betcha.
Oh, that's wonderful. And others, do you sing as well?
Oh, yes. And
Oh,
Claudia's got grandchildren to sing to.
There was a minister that, a unity minister, she always said, music makes every cell in our body happy.
yes. Every little cell in my body is happy. Every little cell
There
in
you
my
go.
body as well.
Also, in terms of singing affirmation songs or positive songs like we've been singing, it's hard. It's the best way to sink an affirmation into your brain and your body and your intention, because when you're singing, you have to focus on the words and to get to the next one, so your mind can't wander. And that's the magic of affirmations and making it work in your life. So
Yeah, it
singing
cements
is
it.
powerful.
That's good. Thank you.
Thank you, Claudia. It cements us. It cements us in our brain. It's like when you go into old people's homes, and you're singing songs, especially a lot of the old songs. People who have dementia, they remember those old songs because they've been embedded in their brain as children.
Yes.
And maybe it's first in,
Makes that
first
part of
out.
their brain work. It makes it work.
Yes. So I'm so thankful for all the little songs I used to sing, because when I'm talking to my friend now, these songs just keep coming up and I just start singing them to her because,
I know all the old songs.
yeah. So do any of you have a song you want to sing
Oh,
Right now?
right now? Do you know this one? In my heart, there rings a melody, there rings a melody, there rings a melody. In my heart, there rings a melody, there rings a
There's
melody
somebody.
of love. Isn't that beautiful?
in my heart there rings a melody, rings a melody, rings a melody. In my heart there rings a melody, in my heart. I just learned a new one.
That's great. And do you remember Climb Up Sunshine Mountain? I'll have to sing it to you. Maybe you guys can join in. Climb up Sunshine Mountain, heavenly breezes blow. Climb up Sunshine Mountain, faces all aglow. Turn back from evil, look up to the sky. Climb up Sunshine Mountain, you and I.
I never heard that one.
Oh, and there's joy like a river in our soul, and amazing grace, and in the garden. And he's got the whole world in his hands. Oh, and then one I learned as a little girl was only believe, all things are possible, only believe. I'll teach it to you. Only believe, only believe, all things are possible, only believe. Only believe. Only believe. All things are possible. Only believe. There you go.
When I was a little kid going to school, we started every day with this, and I have asked friends of mine if they did, and nobody's. We're all in our places with sunshiny faces, and this is the way to start a new day. That you know that one, Esther?
Yes, yes.
Great. Yeah,
And
we
that-
all.
And that's so true for unity. We're all in our places.
Oh, perfect. Yeah.
Isn't that a perfect one, Lillian?
Right.
And Phil has taught us that so often, that so many times it's easy for me to judge somebody else as not being in the right place because it's different from my place. But we're all in our right places.
Right. Yeah. With sunshiny faces.
Yes. Yes.
Right, we ready for the prayer?
Yes, we can do the prayer of protection. Help me with it. Lillian, would you lead it today?
The light of God. 1, 2, 3. The light of God surrounds us. The love of God enfolds us. The power of God protects us. And the presence of God watches over us. Wherever we are, God is, and all is well. Hey, great.
Amen. Thank you, Lillian. Thank you, Claudia. Thank you, Lucy. Thank you, Emma. And thank you, Phil. Thank you, Catherine.
Goodbye, John
Thank you,
Boyd.
everyone.
Thank
Yes.
you, Esther. Thank you, Esther.
Love you all. See you next week.
All right.
Okay,
Bye-bye.
bye-bye.